In today's video, we once again are going to take a look at some other characters which are still in the Blue project and who you might have seen in the past in the Assembler chapter, but never really noticed. Like in part 1 of the series, some of the characters which will be introduced today are attributed by Kaneshiro to other mangas. Let's start with a character who I'm sure that you didn't notice him at all, although he has scored a goal during the first selection, which is actually very good, considering that many players from Team Z, like for example Naruhaya, Igarashi and Raichi, didn't score one, and Igarashi and Raichi are still in the Neo Eagles League. The player I'm talking about is Hato Meiji, and Hato Meiji is a former member of Team X during the first selection, with Baru as their star player, and Meiji for sure deserves to be mentioned as he was able to score a goal against Team Z in the first match of the first selection after a nice assist from Baru. Yes, I'm not kidding, he actually scored a goal. Unfortunately for him, he didn't make it into the second selection, as Babu obviously was the one who scored the most goals for Team X and therefore was allowed to enter the next round. On to the next character, who is one of the most underrated characters in my opinion, and who could have been a dangerous striker if he was in Team Z for example. Ibiki Okawa from Niko's Team Y debuted in chapter 1 of the manga, where he was seen in the Blue Lock entrance lobby, and Kira mentioned that Okawa was Senno's ace striker and therefore a well-known player in the region. Like Meiji, Okawa was able to score a goal against Team Z, and Okawa's biggest strength is his clinical finishing, and Niko, who concentrated on assisting his teammates, was the perfect partner for Okawa to get the assists he needed, which is also the reason why he was able to score the first goal of the match against Team Z. Unfortunately, Okawa didn't make it to the second selection and was eliminated as well, as Niko scored more goals than him in the end. On to the next one, Takuma Isazaki. Isazaki is a former member of Team W with the Vanima brothers, and to be honest, Isazaki didn't have a major role in the Blue Lock series. But what is really cool is the aspect that Kaneshiro made his design kind of similar to the design of Mitsuru Zano. As we know, Kaneshiro obviously has been a big Tsubasa fan in the past, and maybe Zano is also one of his favorite characters from the franchise. The next character is Saiki Himizu. Himizu was part of the third clear team with Yukimiya, Otoya, Karazu and Yuzu, and Himizu looks super interesting. I think we all know where the inspiration for this character came from, as he obviously is a huge tribute to the Naruto series and Orochimaru a lot. I could imagine Himizu being a very sneaky player, who plays pretty dirty, kinda like Igarashi is doing currently. So I wouldn't be surprised if Himizu is able to do the militia skill as well. Furthermore, I can imagine Himizu being a very intelligent player on the pitch. Himizu is still in the Blue project and currently part of FC Barcha. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him play so far, as he was benched during the match against Munich. Next up is Haruhiko Yuzu. Like Himizu, Yuzu has been a member of the third clear team as well. And Yuzu looks very similar to Uraume, the sidekick of Sukuna in JJK. Yuzu is currently a member of the France PXG team, so there's basically still the opportunity that we could see Yuzu in the upcoming and last match of the Neo Eagles League. But to be honest, I doubt that we will see him, as he is just another tribute character by Kaneshiro, and I'm very sure that Yuzu will be benched like the others. Tairo Saramadara also is a character who most of the Blue Lock fans don't really remember. Saramadara was a member of the 5th clear team, with members like Niko, Hayori, Ishikari and Nishioka, who was being missed as he got injured during the last match. And Saramadara is for sure also a character who already made a name for himself before he joined Blue Lock, as he got recognized by Ryo in the first chapter of the Nagi spin-off. Saramadara kind of has a tanky body type, and I can imagine that together with Ishikari they built a perfect defense for Niko and Hayori, so they could control the game and use Nishioka as their offensive engine, as Nishioka should be a player who has his strength in dribbling, as he's the Messi of Aomori. Saramadara is currently in the Neo Eagles League as well, and plays for Manshine C. But like the other characters, Saramadara was just a sub during this match and didn't get any game time, which is pretty sad, as I think that Saramadara, especially with the 5th clear team background that he has, could have been a very interesting character. In general, I am wondering why Kaneshiro decided to sub most of the players from Blue Lock when he could have used them, but maybe we'll see them in the future, as there are still way too many Blue Lock participants from the Blue Lock project, which means that some need to go. Alright guys, what do you think about the characters? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, stay safe, and have a nice day.